So my name is Susanna. I'm from Romania. I now live in London, so I came from the UK. I think the story started in 2010 when I first heard about ayahuasca. And at the time it sounded something that probably I would never do, but I thought it's an incredible thing to hear about. It somehow stayed behind somewhere here in my brain, but I remember gradually, year after year, I heard stories, and it started being very, very persistent into my mind and my heart. And in 2010, I started really looking into retreats in Peru. I didn't want to do it anywhere else because this is where she's from, so it made sense. And I found Nimiakaya. I don't remember how I found it. I think I found it through testimonials and through one of the top retreats here in Peru. And I remember it just felt right. So I wanted to book it. COVID came. It didn't happen. And then since then, it came more and more persistent. It was into my mind every single day. And this year, it was so strong that I just literally could not stay away. So this is how it happened. I came here probably at my lowest. I've been burned out, lost, and didn't recognize myself anymore, very angry. The more you go into this tunnel, the more deeper you go because you don't have any tools to pull you out. And I came with this huge hope that something will change because it's impossible to find anything else. And when I got to the airport in here in Pucallpa, and then I saw everyone, and I saw you, Candace. I thought, oh, this makes sense. And Matt as well. You and Matt, I don't know, you have an incredible energy, and you feel like, oh, great, this is the place. It's a confirmation. And yeah. Yeah, it's incredible because, like you say, you have this tribe, you found your tribe, and you feel like you're home because you can be authentic. You don't need to play any games anymore. You know you did the right decision. And for the first ceremony, I remember I was slightly nervous, but not too nervous, because everything that Matt said, everything you said, everything that every other facilitator said made sense, and it was basically reading through a book. And there was nothing that anyone said that it didn't happen. And yeah, the first ceremony started, and I thought, okay, well, this is it. And till the moment the first pair of shamans came, I didn't actually truly believe in magic, and now I feel like I don't know how I lived my life before these ceremonies, because I remember I had I forgot her name again, so Rosalia, I hope I said her name correctly. She was in front of me, and I felt that this is the moment that I was always waiting for. Somebody that can see through me, see why I'm here. She sees what she needs to work with and I need to work with. And I just had this incredible moment of waking up. I couldn't understand how this didn't happen before. Then I had again the second round of shaman in that night, and everything made sense. There wasn't necessarily the visions that I probably expected or I thought, but that didn't matter. What mattered is that I had this connection with these two humans, which I think they're more than humans actually, and the spiritual world just opened, and I finally managed to understand what it is about. And after that, obviously, everything changed. And I remember in the second ceremony, with the second pair of shamans, that for me was the moment when I realized that I need this love. I need a love and self-love, and I need to understand how important it is to be loved and to love myself, but in the true sense, because I honestly, until that point, I had no idea what it meant. You read everywhere about love, you read in social media, people tell you, your mother tells you, sometimes your father, but I didn't understand until that moment, that ceremony. Yeah, until this second ceremony, it was basically exactly what I intended to have. I didn't think it's gonna be at this level, but I wanted to understand what means self-love and what means love in general, because I do have a lot, or I had a lot of anger in myself, and mostly because I didn't connect with many people at the right level. I didn't see much love in others, and that ceremony, it was absolutely pure magic and a pure recognition of what it means to have unconditional love from someone, unconditional help, and how it is to open this gate to your heart and just go and see through there the real meaning of this life. And I was sitting there, and I've been shaken up. I remember I was sleeping and I was shaken up, and it was like she said to me, hey, you have to wake up because you need to understand once again what it means to be loved and to love yourself. And I woke up thinking somebody actually is waking me up. So I looked around me, and obviously nobody did. And the shaman was next to me, so he was coming in front of me, and I just stopped and I was looking at him thinking, nobody's going to believe this, because what I'm experiencing now, it's again magic. There's no other word. It's just pure magic and love. This person in front of me is just injecting and injecting and injecting more and more and more. So I understand once and for all what it means to love, to see love in others, and to understand that there's no other answer to this than to this life. And yeah, my second ceremony was absolutely, he sealed the deal incredibly. And I remember I looked in the room at everyone else, and obviously we all went through our journeys, but I wanted to hug everyone. I wanted to bring them all into this huge hug and just keep them and think and say, you know what, we're fine. We're fine. Even though some of us are going through a different journey tonight, it's all going to come down to this, ultimately, to this love here. And yeah, even now I close my eyes and I'm thinking, oh, this feeling, I'm trying to keep it here as much as I can. And then I remember in the third ceremony, the intention was to get rid of all these fears that I have, just fear after fear, and just insecurity and lack of trust, so much lack of trust. And I thought, okay, let's deal with this. And I got what I asked for. The third ceremony was a lot of work. It was hard, but at times I thought this is never gonna end. somehow in the back of my mind I knew it has to end, but it was one of the hardest things I've ever done, hardest things. And I'm so glad I'm here today and I'm able to say that, again, these too shall pass, exactly like I've been told. And that, yes, I will be the next day at breakfast, and then, yes, I will laugh and I'll feel good about it. But in that moment, it felt, again, when the Icaros, when every time they start, that's when the healing starts for me. It just is incredible. Every time the shaman come in front of me, both of them, I felt like from every single pore, fear came out. Everything that didn't serve me came out. The lack of trust came out. But physically, I felt how is leaving the body. It was unbelievable. I felt through my head, through my face, like they were literally taking everything out from me and just once again showing me that it's magic and that the intention is there, and if the intention is there, then it's going to happen. If you believe in this, and if you believe in this medicine that's going to help you, it will help you. And it was very, very difficult to go through the process, but also I'm very, very grateful that I was in the moment. I was literally didn't want to let go. I didn't left the room. I didn't want it to go anywhere else, just to be in front of the shaman. I felt like I've been literally exercised, because I know I use this word a lot, but I felt that was the right word. Like I was on a cross and someone was just throwing, we call it in Romanian tămâie. I don't know how it's called in English. This herb that you burn into the church. And I felt like that. I felt like it's burning me everywhere, because I still had to let go of all this. It was really heavy. And the more gradually throughout the ceremony I understood that, so this is now actually leaving the body. The ego is still fighting, and the ego is still fighting and fighting. And then at one point I said, okay, well, enough. Let's have a conversation. Let's understand what I need to do tonight to finish this process. And then, the moment I realized that actually, yes, you need to let go of every single bit of, again, lack of trust, even probably in this process, and then you'll be fine. And it was, it felt very long, but the next day I thought, I was thinking, how do I live? How did I live all this time like this? How can I possibly go through a day to day with this heavy heart? But then I go back now and I'm thinking, yes, there was a heavy heart. Everything was blocked. Every pore was blocked. That's why I felt so much coming through every single cell, because everything was blocked. And I don't know how a person can go through life like this, but we go because we are on automatic pilot. But the third ceremony was very rewarding, full of magic again, full of magic. And I stayed all ceremony like this. I wanted to hide, because I wanted to, as much as possible, keep it to myself and make myself small, because that's how we want to make ourselves small. And it helped in the end. It helped to go through this alone, not to ask for help. because then again I realized that the only force is here, right here. I felt like everything is clearing up. I feel like the medicine was moving up gradually in the night, all the way up to here, and every single point that it was hitting was something else. And at the end of the ceremony, when I was still processing, I understood that's it. I can do anything. I went through this. Everything is possible. Anything is possible. And there is only one answer, that it is here. Every single answer is here. There's no external, nothing external that I can validate myself through. This is it. And that's the second main lesson. Literally, if even in a year's time I don't understand that the power is here, then I'll be quite disappointed in myself. That was a huge lesson. Just no matter how difficult it is, lying on the floor thinking that's it, this is the end. No, it's not, because you always find the power to stand up and just do it. And yeah, you do it. You find the power if you want to, yeah, if you don't. And yeah, then the last ceremony came and I was nervous. Obviously I've been told that each ceremony is different, so I didn't think it's going to be the same. But I was nervous as I would be before each ceremony, because again, I'm not going to go thinking, oh, it's just a night out in the jungle. And then, because I think I'm quite intuitive, I felt like, this is going to seal this process. I think it's fourth ceremony will seal it nicely. And yeah, again, I've been asked to understand, what's next. Again, I felt like there's still a bit of lack of trust there, and kind of this shyness of mine that comes from, again, trauma and unresolved childhood issues. And I thought, you know what, I want to work with this tonight. I need tonight to understand once and for all that I have to let literally everything go. And then I asked for some sort of answer to all of these three issues, and it came as in this, again, big pump of confidence, and what confidence really means. And I woke up a little bit, and then I looked through the room, and I felt like I see through two different lenses. Literally, I saw the world with confidence, and what that meant to be really authentic, and to not blend and change opinions just to be liked by others, just to please people, as I tend to do a lot. And I stood up a bit and I thought, okay, this is it. This is what confidence gives you. It gives you a more of an open heart. It gives you this power to connect easier with people. And I stood up a little bit and I thought, okay, yes. I felt again this wave of, as in the second ceremony, wave of coming through, of injecting more confidence. And still I could feel how the medicine was going again through here, but just it was sticking mostly into one point. And I thought, okay, so there's something that I still have to let go of. And eventually I realized that, yes, did this once and for all. Understand that you need to trust yourself, understand that you just can't please everyone, and you need to stay confident. Because if you've been through the third ceremony, through all that battle, and you're sitting here today in the fourth ceremony, it means you should stay confident, and you need to understand that there's a reason you're here again. And that felt good. When I understood that, I thought, okay, that felt good. And another lesson was just how sensitive we are to energies. I was looking through the room at everyone, and how every single facilitator that night, it was like this floating being just taking care of all of us, but in a very, like every single night basically, in a very, very compassionate way. And then it hit me again, and I thought, yeah, this is what compassion looks like. So I need to inject a bit of compassion as well, to understand that we all have such difficult journeys. I had people next to me they weren't necessarily having a great time that night, but they were working through something. So, and I stayed very much compassionate, empathetic, and just giving space, like no judgment on absolutely nothing of that. And I thought, oh, okay, that's what it feels like. That's what compassion really means. And then I understood compassion, and again the energies I was mentioning, and how when I'm sensitive to someone's energy, how it actually looks like. And these bodies are just a way for us not to get scared every single day of of the spiritual world. But behind that, I could sense everyone's energy. We were all in this room, and everything was blending. And then I thought, oh, so this is why we're so sensitive, because it's so, the energy is so much stronger than this body. And then I stayed a lot all night, just looking through the room and just looking at everyone. And I thought, oh, if there would be a painting again for someone to show how this looks, it would be probably one of the most beautiful paintings I've seen, because we are just floating in this continuous sea of waves. It's a sea of energies continuously flowing. And when we get blocked and stuck into the daily routines that our societies asks us to go through, we completely forget how sensitive we are, and how blended we are. We are all one in the end, and we know that we're all one, but we obviously forget. And that showed me that indeed we literally are a one human being in the end, but just kind of the reminiscence of that person. We go through different parts of the world. But look, as I mentioned, one integration, somehow we met here, a very tiny part of us, into this retreat, and we've been chosen by her to meet here for a reason. And then I was looking through the room, and I thought, yeah, look at us, how we connected, how we didn't even know each other last week, and how now we are sad, some of us excited. I'm extremely sad to leave. And how we connected because we are open to this energy and to trust. And I don't even see a better place for this medicine journey. I don't see a better place. I don't know how it would have been without anyone in the center. I feel like everyone is a tiny fairy and just, I know that everyone has been through this so many times, but because the effect is so important to me, I felt like I just want to shout how everyone saved my life in a way. You saved that old shell of a person that I was, and now it just is, it's more vibrant, more ready to face this beautiful world. Because the more close you are, the less you see the world. You see it as very hard place to be. Yeah, because I lived so much through the ego. That's probably what I felt. I thought, I'll be here, I'll take the medicine, it's gonna help me, I'm gonna go back home, and I'm gonna come with obviously with a different attitude. But then you come here and you realize, yes, she's helping you, but every single day here, every conversation you have with someone, every interaction, every person here, it's actually a process. It's the medicine, but also you land, you hear, you sit on the ground and you think, oh wait, actually it's more than just the medicine. It's you have every single pore being open and ready to receive the medicine. So all these people around you are helping you through this process. It's more than just I drink the medicine, I wait, I go through the process and I go home. I think the integration also starts from the beginning somehow, because you just have to change your attitude and to be open to every single person around you, to understand how fragile we are and how we are all here for the same reason ultimately. No matter where we are from, who we are, we all come here for the same reason, to heal. And healing happens in such a beautiful way. It's just, no matter how heavy it is, it doesn't matter. Probably the heavier the better, as always, as we all know. The more uncomfortable the better. So yeah, I just don't know what else, in what other words to put it, how important this place is now. It's like we've been told yesterday, this is the beginning of our new life, and it's really beautiful. So I'm always gonna think of this place as, my church, if I can say that. Or although I used to say that I'm my church here, but I think this is the church for me. It's wonderful, and I can't thank any of you enough for this. It's so grateful to have the possibility to be here, grateful that I've been chosen to be called here, and grateful that I can live and I can honestly say, I have this tribe now, I belong somewhere. And it's helpful because when you don't belong somewhere, and now you realize that you can actually belong somewhere, it's very rewarding for me, because I never felt like I belong anywhere, and now I do. So I can't thank you enough. It's been forever tattooed in my heart. Yeah.